Yo, what's up, guys? INDUOGAMING.com here. It is I, Robert, along with Nicholas. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
So, how long has it been? Like 2 weeks since E3?
Yeah, about almost 3.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because it comes and then it goes and then you kind of forget about it.
Yeah, like
You know
super quick.
Yeah, and recently I was looking back at some of the game footage from E3, and I looked back at God of War,
Oh, you did?
and I was like, man, this game looks super cool. Like, I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
Even though I've never been a God of War fan, it just looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I was don't know why I was looking back on this stuff. I don't think I really paid that much attention to it, but then I just wanted to get back into it.
What's funny is that like all the big news comes out, and then for like the next week or two, like there's like literally nothing announced.
Yeah,
after
dude,
that.
it's dead. It's so hard to write posts.
Yeah.
Because you can't find anything. So what you been playing this week?
Let's see. Well, League of Legends, of course.
How's that been going?
Pretty good. I mean, I hate it when you play with some noobs on there and then make you lose. But other than that,
Hey, so where can the listeners go and find you so they can probably play with you or against you?
my username is Silent Wolf, but it's a super hard username though because it's spelled in leet, so it's letter number. So it's Silent Wolf, but letter number throughout the whole alphabet. But it's a super hard username. I don't know if you guys would get it though.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, we'll put that in the description.
Yeah, I will. So, other than that game, I would try a little bit of Limbo, like a little bit, probably like the first level.
What do you think of it?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's super simple. It's just like a side scroller. I haven't gotten much into story. I don't know if there's much story or any dialogue to it, but I don't know. I think it could become something better because I've heard that the second one's like amazing right now.
Yeah, Inside.
Yeah, for sure. I've been wanting to get that one because
Yeah, I mean, the Limbo looks like that game has like no UI, right? There's nothing on the screen.
Yeah.
And I think I've heard that there's only like 2 buttons that you use. That's it, like the jump and then interact with your surroundings.
Yeah, practically.
And
it's all black and white.
Yeah, I mean the game looks artistically, it looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just didn't know you played a little bit of it, right?
Yeah.
How's the soundtrack to it?
I actually like the soundtrack a lot, especially because practically every indie game has a good soundtrack. But that one has a really good. I mean, it's not like really big music, but it's kind of like an eerie type of music, but it's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think that's it. I mean, I just playing like Black Ops and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
Just regular stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. For me, I touched on a little bit of what was it? The Legend of Zelda.
The Wind Waker.
Wind Waker. There you go. Thank you.
How was that?
It was okay. I really didn't. I when I said I just messed with it a little bit. I literally just messed with it a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. But I gotta say, like when I starting it up, I was thinking to myself the whole time, how did this game look on the GameCube? Because this game looks beautiful on like the Wii U.
Yeah.
Its graphics they're great, and it's like, I don't know, it just looks so good. And the art style to it reminds me a lot of Breath of the Wild that's gonna be coming out, because it kind of has like that cell shaded kind of look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, I mean, it was nice. I really didn't do much in it, but it was cool. And I recently rented Infamous Second Son.
Oh, really?
So yeah, we'll see how that one goes.
I think that would be pretty good. I wanted to get it because how it's kind of I feel like it was really made for the PS4, and that was like one of its first games to come out with it. I want to try it out because of that. It seems really good with free roam and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, always love the Infamous games because they're just open world and
Oh, you've played the first two, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, those are amazing games, man.
Really?
Yeah, I love them. If they were to ever remaster those games for PS4, I would jump on board and get those right away because those games are amazing.
Yeah.
So let's see, a couple of news things came out this week. There was the whole Street Fighter V update. What do you think about that? They're bringing Balrog out. They showed a little bit of jewelry, and I think Ibuki has been talked about for a while too, though.
Yeah, I mean, I like how they're adding 3 characters instead of just like 1. So, but like Ibuki's like literally my favorite character out of the game, and like I'm the beast at her. So I kind of, I mean, even though I don't have the game, it's still nice to know that she's there when I buy it. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm kind of excited because Balrog is okay. I never really played with him. But what I'm excited for is the cinematic story mode that they just released. Like that's gonna be coming out tomorrow.
Oh,
Tomorrow's
really?
the first, right?
I think so.
Okay. So the cinematic story mode comes out, and I can't wait for that because I literally haven't touched Street Fighter V in like a month.
Oh, really?
Because it's just like I like playing it and I played it once in a while, but I've been kind of waiting for like a story mode to happen, and so now that's finally coming back with like the update's gonna be bringing it. I want to probably jump back on that and see what it's all about.
Yeah. The biggest news for me this week was the BioShock remaster, man.
It finally came out, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Finally came out.
Yeah, dude, I cannot wait to get it. Like, when it comes out, I'm totally gonna be there to buy it. Totally gonna be there.
So what does that collection include? What's in it?
So for the consoles, Xbox and PS4, it comes with all 3 games and all the DLC. And then, but for BioShock 2, I believe they said that there's not going to be multiplayer, which I think they said there was in number 2. I've never played number 2. And then, but for PC, they said they're not going to put BioShock Infinite in there for the PC because they say that the graphics for it is already pretty good on PC. So they're not going to...
So is it going to be cheaper for PC players then?
I don't know about that. Probably not. But, because it comes with all the DLC and stuff. But, yeah, that's what it comes with.
And so, I thought, isn't there 4 BioShock games or there's only 3?
3.
Okay. So there's BioShock 2, and then
Infinite.
BioShock Infinite.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. They didn't show any kind of gameplay or any footage of it, did they?
Well, they did show a trailer, but
okay.
I don't think they showed any. I think it was just like scenery, practically. There was nothing really much shown of like characters and stuff like that, and artwork.
Okay. So there was that. What else was there? Okay, so they talked about a little bit of some of the July's free games were coming out. They talked about them a little bit. One of them was Fury. The main character kind of looks like he's Thor. Is that what it kind of looks like?
Kind of, but with a sword.
And what was the second game?
Saints Row.
Saints Row. There we go. I've never been into Saints Row.
Yeah, totally, dude. I've never even barely heard of it, dude. Because like sometimes I've heard that like there's like been one game that's been pretty good, but like I've heard a lot of them are just like not that good.
Yeah. What were the things that they taught? Well, what was released for Xbox? Do you remember, or did you...
For Xbox, man, what was it? There was one for the Xbox that I was excited for, the 360, but man, I forgot. I'll search it up, but
all right.
Man, I forgot.
And I think that was practically it. There really wasn't that much this week. Obviously, like a couple weeks after E3, you're kind of dead for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it. So let's see. So I guess we'll just go straight into what the topic of the show is going to be, and the topic of the show is going to be all about Nintendo.
Yep.
And you brought this up last week. We were kind of talking about like what should we do, and you're like, well, let's talk about Nintendo. And so I thought, you know what, that's a good idea. So to start it off, I think a good way to just ease our way into the conversation will be what are some of our favorite Nintendo games and some of our favorite memories from
Alright.
Nintendo before we get into the critical parts as to like where Nintendo is now, and then where we think Nintendo will be in a couple years from now.
Okay.
So I mean, if you want to start, what was a game that really hit you the most?
Um, Probably one of my favorite games is Super Mario 3, I think it was, for the Game Boy SP, I believe it was.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
game was like I think that was actually my first sort of Nintendo game actually.
I think so. Yeah,
Cuz that the Game Boy was the first Nintendo system we had really. And that game, dude, I remember we played that game so much, and that was a really good game too for everyone too. A lot of people love that one. Other than that one, my first Pokemon game. It's not really Nintendo, but it's still like published by Nintendo. So Pokemon
I
Platinum.
count Pokemon as Nintendo.
Yeah. So Pokemon Platinum was my first Pokemon game, and I remember I played so much of the game. I got to like 1,000 hours of that game. I played so much. That was literally my favorite Pokemon game. The story was great, and the Pokemon great. The places were good. I love that game to like all of it. Um, Another memory. Oh, Skyward Sword, because
That's right. That's right.
that one was sort of my first Link game too. So yeah, that game was great. I loved most of it because of the remote interaction within the game. How you move the remote and it moves his sword too.
Right.
That game was good, and then like the story too was really good too. Um, I think that's it. I mean, there's probably a few other ones, but I think those are probably the big ones.
Yeah, I think for me, when it comes to like my favorite games, we'll talk about like our memories later, like certain instances. But um, favorite games, I would have to say one of them would have to be um, Pokemon Crystal.
First of all,
And it was like the first Pokemon game I ever played, and dude, many hours were poured into that game. I
yeah,
remember, man, that game is so beautiful.
yeah.
Another one I would have to say is Smash Bros. The original one.
Oh yeah,
Though I would have to say, I did not play Smash Bros. On a Nintendo console.
oh
I
yeah.
played it. We played it on a Xbox console that was pirated. Or,
Yeah,
like it was this Xbox console was messed up, so I don't know how they
they
got
had so many
all these Nintendo
emulators.
games.
So
Yeah, they had so
many.
many emulators on them.
We had like 8 different
Um,
consoles on that thing.
I mean, dude, that's how we first played Smash Bros. That's how we first played Mario 64.
Yeah.
That's how we first played Donkey Kong.
That's how we played a
Um,
lot of games. A lot of games were through that Xbox.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of memory there, but honestly, like, even though I wasn't using the controller from Nintendo or whatever, I still had this love for the Nintendo games because of like you can't get this game on Xbox or PlayStation. That's why they emulated this thing to get it on there.
Yeah.
So I love those games. And then when it came to DS, when they remastered Generation 2 Pokemon Soul Silver,
Oh yeah.
was like it was like I don't know how many years later. It was probably like 7, 8 years later after I first played Crystal. It was like my return back to my childhood, and it was just like just a long trip of nostalgia all the way.
Yeah.
Another one I have to say, what was it?
I remember when we got that game, you like played that so much that day, and like we literally finished it like in 2 days, where we got to like Ho-Oh and all of that.
Oh yeah,
We
dude.
played so much of that game too.
Oh yeah, that game was great. For the Wii, the Wii was kind of like our first console that we like legitimately had.
Yeah, like
Because
we actually bought ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Because the rest of them were all hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
And they kind of would break after a while because they were so old.
Yeah.
Which I think one of the only consoles that we have that still works is the PS2. But we got the Wii. When we got the Wii, I think we originally got Wii Sports, and then we got
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart. There we go. That Mario Kart was probably. I love that game. Like I would love to just get a Wii and just have that exact Mario game again.
Yeah.
Because I just remember the courses inside and out,
Mm.
how to drift the right way, how to do all that. I would remember playing it, and everyone would say, "Yo, we're the best, we're the best, we're the best." And I think I've only lost once, but it was by you, by some sort of freak accident. But you know, I love that game. And then another one was Twilight Princess.
Mm.
Um, that game is that game was like my first actual Zelda game that I poured my heart out into.
Yeah.
And then after that, that was kind of the end of kind of the whole Nintendo, because that's when we finally got a PS3,
Yeah.
and we kind of got this feeling like the PS3 was giving us much more than the Wii could give us. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what were some memories that like you remember specifically that, you know, like it could either be from like a conference that Nintendo had, an instance within the game,
Uh,
anything.
Smash Bros. Probably has my favorite memories of all time, because that game we played all the time. We'd be better at it, and then we find this move at it. And I remember I'd always be Kirby, and I'd always do that move where he grabs you and throws you to the ground. And
Right, right.
that game like has so many memories. 'Cause that was the game we used to play a lot. But another one is Mario 64. That game I love, like, because that was the first like 3D game I played of Mario,
Yeah.
and it had a really cool story to it, and like how you play and and there's like a lot of secret things in it too. So there was like a lot of like hidden doors and all that too. Um, dude, Nintendo, there's always a good moment, man. Always a good moment. Like there's
Yeah.
never a bad moment, man. There's so many. I can't choose that much. There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was playing Pokemon Crystal, a little Robert, dude. Like, we would have to go to bed, and mom and dad would turn off the lights, and the only light that would be on was like the light in the hallway. And so I remember me and Brandon would, which the listeners out there, Brandon's my one of our brothers. We would go to like the crack where the door is, like underneath where the light is, like where the light is leaking in from underneath the door, and we would like play on our sides to where like the light can shine onto the Game Boy, because those Game Boy Colors had no LED lights in the back or anything like that, man.
Yeah.
Like they weren't even bright. And I remember one time we were at the Elite Four, and we were at the last guy. And this is like the number one memory in one of my childhoods. This one and Metal Gear. But I remember we were sitting there. We're at Elite Four. The last guy, he was there. He had his what was it? His Charizard out. No, actually, you know what? All my Pokemon were dead except for my red Gyarados. He was facing against Dragonite, which is the last form, right? Or Dragonair and everything.
Yeah.
So I beat that guy up, but he got me to like, I literally had half a millimeter of life left, dude. Like, and one more hit and I would be out. And he brought out Charizard, and I knew in that moment, this is the moment. Like, I got to do it. And I remember I tried to go for an attack, but I was paralyzed. And then his Charizard did something, but it missed. And so, as a kid, you feel like you are in that game.
Yeah.
Like you're not just playing the game. You're in it.
Oh yeah.
And my heart was racing so much, like it was just pumping out of my chest. And I remember I did Hydro Pump, and the moment like it hit, boof, 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 and then you just hear that critical damage noise in the background, like, and then you just see his life just go down. And right when Charizard went down, I literally at that moment, dude, I was holding my pee in my pants, dude, because I had to go to the restroom so bad, but I was holding it, and I finished it, and I never felt this way in my life, where like as a kid I was on the top of the world, dude, because I beat the Elite Four. But that is one of the greatest moments in my whole Nintendo life, because there's just so much nostalgia in that one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Smash Bros. I totally forgot. totally forgot about Smash Bros. Man, Brawl was our game, dude.
Oh yeah.
We poured hours and hours and hours, and we never got tired of it. I would always use Ike and Sheik,
Oh yeah.
and you always use Kirby, and
It was
some
that.
other
It was
annoying
that other
character.
sword guy. And
Marth.
Yeah, there we go. And then I would use Pikachu.
And then Brandon would use the annoying Robin, Mr. Watch guy or whatever
Oh
that
yeah,
was.
Mr. Game and Watch.
Game and Watch. There we go. Yeah, they're annoying, man.
Yeah.
Another
one of my favorite games was Metroid Other M.
So many people hate on that game, but
Really?
I honestly, yeah, it's a game that people hate a lot, but I honestly love that game.
Yeah, because that game was that was actually probably my first rated M game. That was rated M, right?
No, I think it was actually rated T.
Really? I remember
It just was called Other M.
Okay, I thought it was rated M for some reason, but I remember that game was like the first Nintendo game that I played was like really like hardcore and like more for older people, but that game was
it was kind of
really
like your first mature game.
Yeah, that was a really good game. The story was great in that game too, to me.
I mean it's funny to say because, dude, so many people hate that game. Like they think like it's not a true Nintendo game. Mm-hmm. Which I mean a true Metro game. My bad. Which I mean honestly I can see why, but I mean to us that was like our first Metro game we ever played, and I've always enjoyed Samus since I have Smash Bros. And I wanted to get to know who Samus Aran was, and I mean the boss fights were amazing, and the fact that you can go from like it would go from scenes to where it was real 3D, and then it'll go like to some parts where it seemed a little bit like a side scroller, and then first person when you point the remote to the screen.
Yeah,
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a great game.
Totally.
So with all that out of the way, the big topic of the show is, where is Nintendo now, and where will it be in the years to come? And I was looking at I'm looking right now at the hardware and software sales units, and let me just kind of say them out a little bit right now. Right. So the NES sold 61 million units in hardware, not software, hardware. The SNES sold 49 million units. The Nintendo 64 sold 32 million units. The Nintendo GameCube sold 21 million units. So it's kind of going down, you know what I'm saying, as in how many units. And then when the Game Boy came out, and I think this is kind of including, it's the original Game Boy and then the Game Boy Color together. When the Game Boy came out, it sold 118 million units.
Oh, wow.
Then when the Game Boy Advance came out, it sold 81 million units. And then when the Nintendo DS came out, it sold 154 million units. When the Wii came out, it sold 101 million units. Nintendo 3DS sold 58 million units. And the Wii U sold the least amount of units out of all of these, which is 12 million units.
Wow.
And this is as of March 31st of this year.
Okay. Man.
But the thing is, like, you look at this, and for the NES and for the Game Boy, they were, for software, they were $500 million of software was sold. $500 million. But the Wii and the Nintendo DS, the Nintendo DS in software was 948 million units, dude, in software.
Wow. And
for the Wii, 914 million units.
Man, that's almost a billion.
And the thing is that, you know, how's Nintendo doing now? Where are they at? I mean, Nintendo has always been one of the greats. You know, it's been always part of the top three pillars. You had Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. That's who you had. And Nintendo has always been known for its memorable characters, is what pushed its software. It was never really the third party publishers. It was always first party.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you can see that the numbers fluctuated a little bit, but Nintendo hit the gold mine when the Wii and the DS came out, dude.
Yeah, totally.
That's when they banked it,
Mm.
and ever since the 3DS came out, they dropped, and when the Wii U came out, they dropped even more. And I'm the Wii U. I mean, I'm sure you can agree with this. The Wii U was trying to be another Wii.
Yeah.
Like they were trying to do the Wii all over again, but it just didn't work.
Hmm. And I see how why it failed. I believe is because there was nothing really different about it. And when I see like Nintendo, I expect something really different about it. Like how it jumped from Game Boy to DS, which was a huge jump, and then from was it the GameCube to the Wii?
Yes.
Okay, so that was a humongous jump, and the Wii was a huge thing for its time. Like everyone was all over that thing, and the reason why was because it's something different. But for the Wii U, it was literally practically a Wii with the gamepad. That was practically it.
Right.
There was
Right.
nothing different about it, nothing new. There was a little bit of better graphics, but nothing really game changing. And what I was gonna say is that when from Xbox, I expect more of like a hardware part, and then from Sony, I kind of expect a little bit of both. But Nintendo, I always just see software, and I hope their software is always like the best thing. But for the Wii U, it was alright, but it wasn't as good as the other ones.
Right. I mean, the Wii obviously introduced motion controls,
Mm.
and I mean the Wii honestly in its time was the ultimate console because your grandma had it, your cousin who never really played games had it, like everybody had the Wii.
Bob
Even
down the
even if
street had it.
Bob down the street, Bob the plumber down the street had a Wii,
Oh yeah.
and dude, I mean it's like everyone. I mean the thing that it's number one game that sold for the Wii was, I think people say that the best selling game right now is Wii Sports,
Oh
or like
yeah.
the Wii,
No doubt.
because I mean, but the thing is because some people don't know if it's because it was packaged with the Wii, but honestly, I don't think that doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Because Wii Sports was everyone like that game was disgusting. It didn't look good.
Yeah.
The graphics weren't that great,
But
I
it
mean,
was a good gameplay though, because that was
right.
like
It
the
played
first
well.
motion, like PlayStation, I believe, had a little bit of that motion thing to theirs for the PS3, but it wasn't like an actual thing. But for the Wii, when it came out, like everything was motion, and that was like the first like game that came out that was motion.
Right, and I mean, like, I don't know. There was moments I remember as a family we'd be in the living room, we're playing archery, or
Yeah.
we're playing bowling, or baseball, or tennis. But it's because like they landed it, and I felt like Nintendo was trying to do the same thing with the Wii U, but they just couldn't. I don't like they try making a gamepad that when you hold it in your hands, it doesn't feel. It feels cheap.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, the graphics were. I mean, the graphics on the Wii were in no way in comparison to the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Oh yeah. Later
They
times.
just
Though.
right. I mean, it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the oldest game on the Wii compared to the oldest game on the PS3, I mean, it's not good.
Yeah.
I think the only game on the Wii that looks absolutely stunning is Mario Galaxy.
Yeah. Probably.
And that's the and so many people say like this game is on the Wii, like we didn't even know the Wii can support something like this. And so I don't know. I think this I don't know. What do you think Nintendo has to do to get back in the game? Because now all hope is on the NX. They've abandoned the Wii U. They jumped off that ship and they're trying to get to the NX. What do
The
you
Wii
think
U
they have to
is
do to get
dead.
it?
Totally.
Yes, it is. It's dead. It's done.
So what the NX has to do to get them back to the status they usually are, they need to do something totally different, and I believe they're doing something like that because of what they're saying, like how it's a new way of gaming, and I how it's like there's like been a lot of rumors how it connects to other things, and like they've kind of hinted at how it connects with a lot of different things too.
Yeah.
So, but like there's like literally no information that they really give. So I don't know. They just had to do something different because like when the NES came out, that was like everyone had that console too, just like how the Wii did because it was something different and new and like it was very family friendly. And they need to do something like that for the what do we call it, NX, like just something totally different, but like really family friendly, but totally different, like how the Wii did something totally different.
Right. I mean, the thing is that Nintendo puts so much, and I think they put too much focus on their first parties,
Mm-hmm.
where you can clearly see PS4 has survived and is the best console on the market right now,
Yeah.
and it's the best console, and it's only relying on their third parties. Like Uncharted 4 barely came out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Bloodborne just came out not too long ago, and this whole time there's just been third parties that have been fueling the system. But like, they don't need their first parties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can keep delaying their first party games, but third party publishers are gonna keep making the console do better and better.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I feel like Nintendo has to do is they have to open up and they're not only does the hardware like I feel like Nintendo makes their hardware so it can fit well with their IP.
Mm.
But like they need to make their hardware to where it's universal for all other IP.
Yeah.
Because if you get Ghost Recon Wildlands and they're looking at the Wii U like how are we going to use it as gamepad? Like what's going on here?
Yeah.
They might as well just stick with what is easier, and that's PS4 and Xbox 360. You know what I'm saying? All you have to do is kind of change the controls a little bit here, and you know how much graphics you can put into the Xbox One and the PS4. So
Yeah.
but I don't know. I mean, I think what they need to do for the NX is open it up to where it's easier for third party publishers to make games on their console.
Uh, Kind of gonna disagree with that a little bit
What is
because
that?
I don't think when I hear Nintendo, I just see first party games and like they're totally relying on their first party games, and that's practically why they're big and why they've gone so far because of their characters. So yeah, but like PS4, like Sony has like some first party games that are super good, and then they have some really good third party games. But for Nintendo, I just want like total first party games because that's really shine the most. And like other, do you like give me an example of one third party Nintendo game? Do you know any?
Third party Nintendo game, or you
Mhm.
mean like a third party publisher that put a game on a Nintendo's console?
Yeah, that.
Okay. That did well, or just like anything, anything.
Just anything.
Okay. I mean, there was Watch Dogs for Wii U.
Oh, yeah, that. But
There's Black Ops or Advanced Warfare
mhm.
for Wii U. There was what was there? There's a couple other things. I clearly remember Watch Dogs though.
Yeah, like those type of games, I do not expect those games on Wii U at all. Like they just don't go to it, and like comparing something like a Call of Duty game to like a DS game or like a Wii game or something like that, they just don't go together. Like when I hear Nintendo, I hear like family friendly, kiddish, and just like really playful and nice and all that. I just don't.
So you're saying that you think that Nintendo can do absolutely perfectly fine if it only just if they shut out all third party publishers and just did first party, you think they'll be okay?
Yeah, unless the third parties are like not like Call of Duty type games or Watch Dogs, but they're kind of like a let's just say like Mario or Link or something like that, like really kiddish. Then I would like it. But yeah, I think they would do well on the because they've always done well on their first party games. Always, I've never seen them fail for like the last 20 years. They've been doing fine with just their first party games, except for the Wii U, and I think the Wii U just didn't have any like big first party games because I've been seeing a lot of their games and a lot of them are just like the same thing over again. There's nothing really cool to it except for that Legend of Zelda one, which was the first one I saw that's actually like super good, other than Mario Maker or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think I don't know. It appears that Nintendo's kind of taking a different approach to how the NX is going to be coming out now, and they're looking at it through a different pair of eyes. Since Mr. Iwata passed away.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. He, Mr. Iwata was a brilliant man.
Oh yeah.
Like he knew hardware, he knew software. Like there was stories of him jumping in and helping make a game because they were struggling, and he went and he fixed up the entire software. You know what I'm saying? And so the man was a genius.
Yeah.
But now that we have the new person who came in, which I totally forgot his name, and I think he's only there for like he kind of has like a contract.
Like
in a way.
the guy who took over.
Mr. Iwata spot.
Wait, wasn't it Miyamoto?
No.
Okay, because like all these Chinese names, man, they get they get confusing. And
Yeah, they get a little confusing.
Yeah, because like they'll talk about something, which is like, isn't that guy dead? Or never mind, something.
Yeah, but the man who took over for Mr. Iwata, before Iwata died, it seemed as if he already had a vision that he wanted the Wii U to go into, and they kind of made it they kind of made it clear that they're going to continue with the vision that he wanted, just kind of improve on it a little bit more, and so I just think that Nintendo needs a little bit of a third party push. I just think it needs a little bit, and the reason why is because I think if someone wants to buy a Nintendo console, they don't want to just buy a Nintendo console and wait for once every 3 quarters for once a year for the big Nintendo game to come out. You think they want to just wait once a year and then have these little small Nintendo games come out?
Well, that's what they did with the Wii. Like, there were just small games, and there weren't any good first party games other than Mario Kart 8 and Mario Maker. So
right, but I mean and that's the thing. I think that's the thing that hurt them the most.
Yeah.
And I think if they had the help of the third party publishers, one, they can get some more games on this console, and two, it can buy them some time to actually put more time into these games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And make some great Nintendo games. And I think the first the first little piece of project that we're gonna see from that is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, dude.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna be the first thing. And the gameplay that we saw at E3, I honestly think that's probably Wii U graphics.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see how it looks on NX. And I need the NX, and this is in my opinion, it has to run better than the PS4. I honestly think that's the only way it can do better.
But I don't know, they are I would rather better software than better hardware, as long as the software is good.
Sure, graphics isn't always a thing, but in the sign of we're in the times that we are now, the consumers want the better. You know what I'm saying? And how many years since the PS4 has been out? The next console that Nintendo's making has to be better than the PS4 graphically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I forgot which person. I think it was Miyamoto or something like that. He said that at E3 that they're testing VR because he tried it out and he said it was something different, and that he wants it to have the core technology of nowadays. So it's gonna have good technology for sure.
Right. I mean that's all I'm hoping. And one thing that scares me the most for Nintendo now, is the announcements of Xbox Scorpio and PS4 Neo. Yeah. And it makes me think, once these consoles come out, and as powerful as they are, and in comparison to the NX, does Nintendo have a chance?
But that's where Nintendo has to change it up. They can't just focus on the power of the system. They have to change how you play the system. Because all PS4 and Xbox is doing is just picking up the graphics and picking up, frame rate and all that. But if they change something like the Wii U did, where it wasn't just all graphics and all, it was something how you play it, then they would have a chance.
True. Yeah. But do you believe that most gamers want to play on their couch with the remote control, two analog sticks, and not have to move a muscle in their body but just their hands?
Uh, but that's what you buy PS4 and Xbox for. That's not
I,
why.
I
That's not why you buy a Nintendo system for.
right. I mean, I get what you're coming. Like, they trying to appeal to the Nintendo audience.
Mm,
Um, I don't know. We'll just have to see, man.
yeah.
It's kind of crazy to see where Nintendo is now and where it could be, but my hopes is that NX, is something great, and then it seems as if they're trying to come up with this. How you said how they're trying to link all these different things together with the NX. And I think Mitomo was kind of like the first step in that. Like, I feel like Mitomo later on in the future, it's going to become more of a social platform, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's going to slowly evolve, and as
It,
more updates come up, it's going to become more of a social platform.
yeah, and they tried to do that a little bit with the Wii U too.
Right, right. And so, I mean, that's one step. And, supposedly we should be seeing a couple more Nintendo games for phones this year. So
And
I don't know. I don't know if whatever games we see this year, I don't know if it's going to be foreshadowing the games that we're going to see later on for the NX, because I know that they talked about how the games that we'll see on the phone will kind of be like an incentive to want to get the actual game for like NX. That's kind of what their words were.
yeah,
And so I don't know. We'll see.
yeah, and they've said that they're gonna make a new Mario supposedly. So I wonder what they mean by that.
I mean, supposedly there's a new Mario. Mario's in the talks for being a movie and everything. Do you think there's a chance for Mario to get the Ratchet and Clank treatment to where it's kind of like a story? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And there's things going on, and it kind of looks like Mario in a Pixar kind of world to where it's beautiful 3D. It's like Mario Galaxy on steroids, to where like like just something that's like a reimagining of Mario, but to where it has more soul.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where Mario is having conversations with these people, and like the world seems more alive in some way.
Yeah, like if they made something like a Galaxy 3, like something like it, that would be for sure super good for them.
Right.
But they also have to do something different, and they said they're doing something different. So I don't know what that's gonna be and they haven't said anything, man.
So within, let's say, 5 years from now, where do you picture Nintendo being at this moment?
Uh, is that with the NX doing good or bad?
That's up to you.
Okay. I think 5 years. Would that still be current gen or would that be next gen?
Current gen is in what?
Like as in like would it still be the NX or would it be like another
No,
console?
no. What do you think? Do you think another? Do you think that the NX would do good? Do you think?
I think it will do good, for sure. Cause I think they learned from their mistake from the Wii U big time, and they got a real slap in the face for that. So I think they learned for that, and they're gonna really change it up. But for the handheld side, I don't know what they're gonna do with that because I wasn't a really big fan of the 3DS. So if they do good on both sides of it, the handheld and console, I think they can pick themselves up again and just get on a steady platform again, and get them back to where Nintendo was with like Wii times.
Right. I honestly want to believe that Nintendo will come back and be strong again. Uh, just being able to fight up against the big dogs. But honestly, I honestly think I want NX Super to prevail. I want it to be good, but if it doesn't, I think the only step left for Nintendo is to go and become a first party publisher for either Xbox or PlayStation, and
Ah,
more than likely, it might be for Xbox.
yeah. Well, Did you hear that Xbox actually went to Nintendo and Sony to try to merge with them?
When was this?
It was like a week ago, but like they said that they didn't. They like it was a report from a long time, like I think like a couple years ago that they did, and they said that they tried to go to Sony and Nintendo, I think, and they were trying to get them to like merge together, but both of them said no.
Really?
Yeah, but
I bet you the big slap in the face is when they're like Xbox Scorpio guys.
right. But I don't know if they do that. That's just really gonna take away with what like Nintendo is known for. Like, I just can't picture it as a company with Xbox or Sony. But I don't know. I think after that, people are if the NX goes wrong, people are gonna start thinking of them as just like the underdog. Like they're just gonna be terrible, and like not a lot of people are gonna really care about them. So
But honestly, I can if Nintendo were to become a first party publisher for a major developer, to be for like Sony or Xbox, they can. I honestly think they can do amazing.
yeah, but that's not what Xbox and PS4 like the games that Nintendo make aren't for PS4 and Xbox.
But I mean, PS4 had Ratchet and Clank.
Maybe like for sure not Xbox. Maybe Sony. Maybe.
And the only reason why I say Xbox is because the, Nintendo and PlayStation have beef that goes back way back.
Oh yeah.
And then I think PlayStation can have those kid games. They have the Ratchet and Clanks and things like that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I don't think Xbox really has it, but if they were to utilize Nintendo and cover that front, like I think they can do great.
Yeah, but like I believe Xbox is a console for like hardcore gamers because it sort of has that PC side to it. Right. So it's like I think when I think of Xbox, I just think like shooters and like hardcore games like that. So yeah, I just can't picture that. Like I don't know, man. We're just gonna have to see.
Well, we would have to see, dude.
Yeah.
All right, was there any final thoughts that you want to add to the topic?
I had something on my mind, but it totally slipped my mind. It was a really good one, but I forgot about it. Do you think Nintendo should focus more on the NX on software or hardware?
I don't think they have to be focusing on their software anymore because they already have fantastic software. They need to focus more on their hardware because they're honestly Nintendo is the company that whatever first party game that they come out with, you don't ever find a glitch, you never find a bug. Like their games are so polished. So why do you need to fix their software? Their software is good.
Yeah.
They just need to start boosting up that hardware to amp up the software to where, you know what I mean? Like to where the game is even better.
Yeah.
To where you can have a Mario Galaxy that's like an open world Mario Galaxy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I mean that's why I'm saying this whole Breath of the Wild thing, it's amazing, dude. Mm-hmm. Because it's Legend of Zelda open world. And I mean it's I don't know. That's why I'm hoping by seeing Breath of the Wild, it gives me hope.
Yeah.
And it gives me, it's kind of sad to see the Wii U go, and it's going to finish off strongly with Breath of the Wild, but it gives me a lot of hope for the NX.
Yeah.
And you know what, that actually raises one last question that I have, is what are your thoughts on this rumor that's going around that NX might be using cartridges?
I was thinking about that, and to be honest, if it does use cartridges, I mean, first of all, the hardware inside the cartridge or the software they're using inside the cartridge has to be super good. Because
right, and the thing is that the cartridges that they mean is, and they saw this in a listing. I forgot where. It was like some sort of a store, out like an online. It was online when they saw it, and it showed Breath of the Wild, and it showed like the whatchamacallit. It showed like the downloadable kind, and then it said cartridge.
Yeah.
And people were like, what does this mean? But like I don't think we should be thinking of like the Nintendo 64 cartridges. I think we should be thinking of like an SD card kind of looking cartridge, like that
So like a
Nintendo DS
Nintendo
kind of
DS.
cartridge. Yeah,
Okay.
kind of like that. And
Um,
so,
I guess that would be good, but I don't see any point in it. I mean, I don't think it would be like, oh, cool cartridges. I mean, I'm fine with CD for now. I mean, CD's been like it forever, but I mean, if it was there, I'd be fine with it. If it wasn't, I'd be fine with it. It doesn't really
and,
matter to me.
and I remember when this first came up, someone was talking to a GameStop, like a GameStop exec about it, and they were saying that if it came to refurbishing these kind of things, they said it's easier to refurbish the stuff.
Oh yeah.
And he said like it's easier to refurbish a cartridge than it is a CD or like something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And so I don't know. The person that they're interviewing seemed kind of excited. Like if this was an actual thing, it'd be good. It'd be good for the stores because they can actually like refurbish these kind of things.
Yeah.
And so I don't know.
One question I have is, what was it? So, what, uh, do you think backwards compatibility would be good to it?
Um, does DS games work? I mean, GameCube games work on a Wii U?
GameCube only through Virtual Console.
Okay, so I think the thing that Nintendo has is really good at is trying to keep its retro games alive,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think it really needs backwards compatibility because I think they're bringing them all back through Virtual Console,
Mm.
and yeah, I might. It kind of hurts a little bit to know that you bought a game and then you can't use it on the newer console.
Yeah.
But if they do it to where they're cheaper, or like if you bought a game here and then you kind of like have proof that you got it, then pay this extra $2 to just to download. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they were to work out something like that, that'd be great. But I think Nintendo is already doing well and keep trying to keep their games alive.
Yeah. Do you think the Wii U is dead? And do you think there would be like something like where it will last for a couple more years and put more games on it, or do you think they would just like completely stop making games for it?
That's a hard one, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's done.
Mm.
After Breath of the Wild, I think it's done. I don't think any third party publishers want to publish anything on it. Nintendo doesn't want to publish anything on it. Like they want to forget about this thing.
Yeah.
And they like once NX comes out, they kind of want to make it seem as if the Wii U never existed.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think once Breath of the Wild comes out, that's kind of like their goodbye.
Yeah.
Like we're done. So
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird though for like I think that's a good send off, but I wish the game kind of made a game just for the Wii U, so like just for the Wii U where it wasn't where you're gonna play it on the NX too, so it's not. But I wanted just one main game for the Wii U left, but
right.
yeah, we're probably not gonna get that. But it's weird because a lot of consoles, they have at least like 5 or 4 more years left in them, but it's kind of gonna seem weird to see this one just like cut off, nothing more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel you for sure.
Mm.
You know what? A thing that popped into my head right now, and what do you think? And we're kind of almost getting close to the hour mark, but do you think Nintendo within the next couple of years, do you think we're gonna see another handheld console from Nintendo?
Yeah, for sure. And I've heard that the handheld might be connected to the NX in some way, like where you like stream it over to the handheld and then you play it somewhere else or something like that, and like how the handheld would have like cheaper graphics, but then once you transfer it to the NX, it would have better graphics. But for sure, like they've always been in the handheld business, and that's what they're practically known for. And Nintendo has
Right.
like every other systems doesn't really. I mean, companies don't really have that. But like the PS Vita is alright, but it doesn't do well as it should be. And then
Right.
Microsoft doesn't have any. So Nintendo's always been known for it. So for sure they will. I don't know if it'll be connected or something totally different. But I hope it's not another like 3DS thing. And like I was thinking about it, the 3DS was a really dumb move because like all they did was add 3D to it. That's it.
It was a gimmick.
Yeah, there was nothing cool. And like I was actually playing with 3DS like yesterday. I was like, who likes 3D? I've never turned on this feature ever.
Yeah.
Like it's not even a good like the 3D is like pretty terrible too. It's not even that good thing. So I hope it's nothing like that. I hope it's gonna be totally something new.
Right. I mean, I think the for the NX, I think what's going to happen is that the gamepad that they're going to have is going to be a lot more technologically advanced than what they have now.
Yeah, and I hope.
I think there's probably going to be a port for DS games on it. I think what would be cool is if they did like this thing where you can probably stream what you're playing through a DS game onto the TV.
Yeah.
Though it might not look great, it's just something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We can see. I've heard that the pad might have some memory in it to where you can kind of like download the game onto the pad, take it with you. It runs fantastic, and then you come back and just stream the data straight back into the NX, and then keep going again. And if you can do that, dude, I'll have that in my backpack along with my laptop all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
And I hope it's something. And I'm for sure. I hope it's gonna be totally something different, like how the Game Boy jumped to the DS. So I hope it's gonna be something like that, but something totally different.
Just no 3D.
Yeah. No 3D at all.
No.
I'm done with that.
Reggie and all you Nintendo people out there who are listening to this, no 3D.
Please, no 3D. I have one last thing to say, and
What's up?
The point I have to say is that I think the NX is gonna be really good because I forgot which head of Nintendo it was, but they said that they didn't show any NX features or anything about the NX because they wanted to avoid imitators. And for sure, if they say that, it's gonna be something different because they don't want anybody to do something like it. So I feel like
I mean, they brought out Wii U motion control, and who imitated them?
Yeah.
Sony and Xbox.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm glad they're doing that. That's good for like other companies, but for us, it kind of sucks because we don't get any news on it. But if they're doing that, we know it's gonna be good. And since they said that, it's gonna have the core technology of nowadays, it's gonna be good, no matter what.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
I have super good hopes for it.
All right, so we can both agree that we are excited for the NX, correct?
Yes, totally.
Yep. All right. Well, guys, this is INDUOGAMING.com here, and you know what? Shoot us an email. Ask us questions. We'll answer them on the next podcast if you do. You can email us at www. No, not www. You go to INDUOGAMING@gmail.com. That's what you can do. Visit our website at www.INDUOGAMING.com. A review for Uncharted 4 will be going up soon.
Yep.
I'm working on that right now. Nicholas is playing Limbo, and hopes to write a review for that as well.
We got the weekly news coming out on Saturday. So
Yep.
I'll have that ready, and then I'll have the list of the games for free next month.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. And this is Indio Gaming. This is Robert and Nicholas, and we will see you guys next week. Out.